Hey, auto industry, what's going on? Michael Cirillo here at the AutoFi booth with Kerri Wise, the CMO at AutoFi, and Joe St. John.
What up, dude?
I forgot your title. Tell us.
Chief Customer Officer.
Chief Customer Officer. We're talking all about what AutoFi is bringing to the industry to transform the way dealerships operate. They are such great supporters of what we do. I want to turn it over to you first, Kerri. Tell me what is on your mind for a 2025 world as far as digital retail and AutoFi is concerned.
You know, I think what we're talking a lot about with dealers is what was the promise of digital retailing? And the promise of digital retailing was efficiency and time saving and elevating the customer experience. And in some parts it did do that, but the promise of digital retailing has not yet fully been realized. And part of that is because for so long we focused on the widget on the site,
right,
the technology on our online experience, but ultimately the rubber hits the road in the showroom. And so for AutoFi, our focus over the last couple of years has been how do we strengthen the showroom experience with the same technology we're giving our customers online.
Okay, what I love about this has been an undertone of what I've been hearing at this NADA in particular. You said efficiency. What I love about this, I want to bring to you, Joe. You're like, efficiency? How about I load up a van and tour the country and visit dealerships? But you're seeing firsthand how efficient AutoFi is making the process and speeding up the transaction.
Yeah, Michael, I think when you're like me and you grew up selling cars and you worked in dealership for 15 years and you're out of that period for a time frame and then you go back into it, you see it with really fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And I think what I see is that there's so many opportunities within a car deal to remove dead steps and to speed up the process in a way that benefits the customer. I mean, car deals don't happen like every hour on the hour on our schedule. It just comes in waves, right? You got 3 hours, nothing's going on. Next thing you know, it's like boiler room and I got a line of people at the desk and I'm working deals. And if you've got 3 car deals working and the third one just got back from a test drive, that person can wait 15 minutes to get their first pencil. Well, when's their buying temperature the highest? It's the moment they get back from the test drive.
Yeah.
And then we set them out there for 15 minutes. And so the negative impacts of what we just accept as normal operating processes, because as that buying temperature is going down, the probability of them closing is going down, the amount of gross we have to give away to keep them there and keep the car deal going is going up. And so you see the impact or the real like outcomes of these just regularly accepted ways of doing business. And I think that through AutoFi, what we're really trying to do in the marketplace with dealer partners is help them really cut out all the unnecessary wasted time in a process so you can take a 23-year-old and have them selling 20 plus cars a month like clockwork. You can protect your gross profit by putting numbers in front of the customer the moment they get back from a test drive. And by allowing that customer to engage through technology, you give them agency and you leverage transparency so that it becomes the customer's idea and the likelihood that they say yes goes up.
Something I love about this, and I know this is your heart playing out in AutoFi. When he was on the road, I said, I don't know where you are, but I have a couple of dealers that I think would benefit from learning about AutoFi. And he's like, tell me where they are. I think I can be there tomorrow. And
I did, man.
You showed up. What does that mean for you? I mean, in the sea of opportunities out there, in the sea of digital retailing companies out there, that you're able, from a marketing perspective, to make sure that heart shines through from AutoFi.
I am the luckiest CMO in the industry to have a partner in crime like Joe St. John. Because the reality is that when you're creating marketing, you have to anchor it on problems that your clients have and the solutions that we have. And a lot of marketing in our industry on the vendor side, it's disconnected from the true problems. And why? Because you have corporate people that haven't stepped a foot in a dealership in a long time. And even people who have sold cars, maybe they haven't sold cars for decades, right? And they think they know what's happening. And so to have someone like Joe, who not only has been a general manager, but is willing to go into the store and sell cars and work deals and jump in his van with his 6 kids and drive around the nation, I have a direct feed. I don't have to do marketing research. I'm like, what are you seeing out there so that we can make our marketing more relevant? And then back to like even the topic of digital retailing and us relying on technology, there still has to be a personal touch. And I think that's what Joe on the road, and I had to pick it up because he got tired about 75% of the road show, and I finished the rest. But like part of that is like that's the touch and feel. That's like being in the stores with our clients and having these real conversations and hearing them out. And it's hard to do that virtually.
Well, what I love about you two is the authenticity is felt. It's tangible. It's palpable, dare I say. It's palpable, dare I say. And one of the things that just impresses me about AutoFi is that I've been the subject of an AutoFi transaction, and it was so efficient that I actually thought it was fake.
Nice. Yes.
It was so efficient that I had to call the dealer and say, okay, so now you've got all my information, now what? He's like, you own a truck. And I'm like, no, come on. What is it actually? He's like, you own a truck, it'll be in your driveway in 4 days.
Love it.
What are you hearing from the ground, from dealerships that are having customers with similar experiences?
Yeah, I got to sit next to a dealer that's a good friend of mine last night, and the story of your car deal is the normal transaction that they have at their dealership for every one of their customers. They use AutoFi for 95% of the transactions, start to finish, whether the customer's sitting at their showroom or the customer's at home or the truck's on the way and they're going to have it in their driveway in 4 days. And so the experience that you're describing, I think, is the experience a consumer really wants, right? I don't want to go to a dealership and have 3.5 hours of just my time feeling wasted.
Right.
And so I think the real key that we're seeing is that when you connect what you experienced online to all the same tech stack in the store, it makes it really easy for a dealer to deliver that experience. And when they do, and you see a dealer like I was sitting next to last night, who has set record after record after record in their market, and their volume has been growing exponentially, and their profitability is growing with it because they don't have a salesperson doing 9 cars a month like everybody else. Their salespeople are all averaging over 20 cars a month. Well, the number one thing you can do to drive net profitability from a GM's perspective in variable ops is improve the number of units an individual salesperson can sell. So if I can take my salespeople from 9 units to 18, double their production, and I'm doing 170 cars a month, and I'm a domestic store using pre-COVID NADA averages, that's $500,000 a year in net profit. That's after all the expenses, after everything. And so we're seeing dealers focus on not just the efficiency of that single car deal, but that single car deal's efficiency multiplying so that you can take a 23-year-old and go, okay, our expectation is here because everyone else can do this.
Yeah.
And when they're not going back and forth for 3 hours, when you're done, they've got another customer and they're taking care of that one.
You know, one of the things that we struggle with in this industry is having a unique value prop, right? Like, what makes your dealership stand out? And I think we recycle a lot of value props. Like before, when inventory was available, it's like, I have all the inventory.
We are family owned and operated.
Yeah.
We're the #1 Acura dealer in the region. And what I think about, or we have great customer experience. Well, what does that mean?
Sure.
You have a great customer experience. What does that mean? And I think with AutoFi, our dealerships are able to anchor that statement of a great experience on something tangible. Like immediately presenting numbers, or if they are a store that allows their salesperson to do everything from beginning to end. Like those are tangible things, and I think what's missing in our industry are tangible examples of the value props that we're trying to brag on.
Okay, I love it. As we wind down here, I got one last thing we got to do. I need to try on your glasses. You need to try on my glasses.
Oh, man,
then we need to have Kerri rate whether or not we can. I scale of 1 to 10. Can I pull them
that off?
They look great.
Like you look
They look
super
great on you.
trendy.
I got a pair that looks almost identical to these.
You look good.
Like I literally have a pair that almost looks
It
identical to this.
changes the whole thing. But listen, I've always wanted to wear glasses, and so I feel really left out.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Hold on.
Those look good on you, bro.
Let me see.
I mean, she looked good too.
It just gave your IQ like an extra 30 points.
Don't I look smarter?
So
It's that
smart.
or English accent?
So smart.
And I'm here. I'm like this now. I can't see a thing.
I'm so
We're here
glad
at AutoFi NADA New Orleans with my pals Kerri Wise and Joe St. John. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Michael. It was awesome as
Thank
always.
you.